I think funding perspectives in terms of infrastructure are extremely important for all countries, but especially for countries that they need to continue to open their economies to alternative sources of funding. As you know, Portugal is under financial assistance, which makes us a little bit more difficult to attract various sources of fundings and conferences, summits like this of ITF, make us easier in terms of contact with private investors, with other governments in order to exchange information, views, and to attract the best practices out of those countries also to Portugal. The roundtable where I participated right now was extremely interesting to see how it is possible to match interest of private investors with public interest as well, because at the end of the day the mandate is to serve the citizens, but we need to be extremely careful on value for money or cost benefit analysis, the way we agree on the projects going forward, since they are long-term assets and sometimes it's short-term money financing long-term assets, how to deal with the mismatch that we are finding in the market right now, the role of private investor, long-term investor like pension funds. So it's extremely interesting to be part of the discussion, and this year's theme is particularly important in a world that's struggling to continue the economic growth as we are seeing in various regions of the world. Well, we have done a number of things, not the proper way, I would say, otherwise we will not be in financial assistance. But sharing experiences on the good part and the bad part is always important, but we have good examples as well. So we have created a set of rules in privatizations. We are opening the Portuguese economy. We have now various sources of funding other than bank loans or the Troika. We are tapping the market for 5 years and 10-year bond issues. So we are doing the right thing. But the key message is politicians need to be extremely responsible on public policies, and there needs to be predictability going forward in the future. And those two key messages for a country to be viable, solvent, and to keep its reputation intact are very good to hear first, because a Portuguese effort is being recognized internationally, but also to bring that message home and to continue the effort towards the economic recovery that we all feel confident it will happen shorter rather than later. Well, it's a good experience. It's a good experience. We have a number of PPPs in roads and also in other sectors, but mainly in roads. So we have a good experience. Private investors have come and are there to stay. So we don't hear any nervousness vis-à-vis the country risk or demand risk. So things are relatively stable on that front. I think the next hurdle that we need to cross is the thing that I called in the roundtable the zip code effect. This means what? Because a company, a corporate is in Portugal, an asset is in Portugal, there is a natural discount because the home address is in Portugal. And we need to keep convincing investors to look at the underlying value of the asset or the company instead of the zip code. That's the key important message. We have very good corporates, we have very good assets in Portugal that are now at a discount because of that effect, and we need to try to persuade it, to convince him to look at the underlying, the fundamentals of the economy, the recovery that we have been doing especially on the last 2 years, the fiscal consolidation that we have achieved so far, the plans that we have for the future, in order for them to be increasingly secure that the money that they are intending to invest is good money and they will bring the return out of the investment that they are thinking to make.